Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on just some some news for the upcoming DC Studios universe under the creative eyes and guidance of James Gunn. So we are around a month roughly until the release of the first official DC Studios project in the form of the animated HBO Max, or I guess just now Max series, Creature Commandos. Of course, this is a soft entry into the new DCU, with James Gunn saying the proper start is the Superman film coming our way in the middle of next year. So like what, 7, 8 months from now, whatever it is. But I guess we could treat Creature Commandos as just like a prologue of sorts if it isn't like, I guess, like the official start. I've seen some comparing it to like a tie-in comic book that you would get with movies sometimes. I don't know if that is the best comparison, seeing that I think Creature Commandos will very much, like stand on its own and just have loose connections to things going forward, like Superman and Peacemaker Season 2, for example, and then some things from the past, like Peacemaker Season 1 and the Suicide Squad film, the second one that Gunn did. But that's for us to wait and see, I guess, in, roughly around a month's time from now. But over the past couple of weeks, it was going to be about a week ago from when I was originally going to make the video, and then I was really busy, but we got some various few pieces of official news and information coming out relating to a few upcoming DC Studios projects. I'm probably late with every single one of these, but I guess I'm still making the video just to give my opinion. But nothing else new came out, so I was like, well, I guess I'll still talk about this. So we'll, of course, talk about them. This ranges from castings, trailer releases, and some other stuff as well. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on all this stuff. Just your overall opinions, what you think of it. Maybe you can critique mine, I'm not too sure. But yeah, let me know all that stuff down there. And of course, if you want to enjoy the video, want to show support, drop a like, takes 2 seconds. So the first thing here has to talk about Supergirl finding its, I guess, second lead for the Supergirl Women of Tomorrow film that's starting filming at the beginning of next year. Like, I think it might only be like a few months away from filming now, and it's filming in England. But this is, they found their Ruthie, hopefully I'm pronouncing the character correctly. And this is what Deadline has to say. So sources tell Deadline that 3-body problem actress Eve Ridley has landed the part of Ruthie Mary Knoll in DC Studios and Warner Brothers' Craig Gillespie directed Supergirl, or Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. I don't know if they're just changing the name to Supergirl. They might. Remember how like Superman was Superman Legacy? So I wonder if this new Supergirl movie is just going to be called Supergirl. I don't know, they're all just calling it Supergirl now, which is interesting. But in the comic that the Supergirl film is based off, the bad guy is Krem of the Yellow Hill, who kills a young alien girl's father, that girl being Ruthie. She draws Supergirl into the conflict. Knoll is a noble and honorable warrior who travels across the galaxy with Supergirl to hunt Krem for killing her father in cold blood. In the comic as well, they do have Krypto by their side as well. We don't know if Krypto is going to be in this movie. I still have a theory that Krypto in Superman is how Supergirl is shown in Superman the film. I think that's like she's been trying to find him and then she comes across him, just because they got to explain how Krypto's on planet Earth now, and they said that he's actually an alien dog. He's not some like lab, genetically modified dog or something. Like, he's actually an alien dog. But anyway, in regards to this casting, look, I haven't watched Three Body Problem. I also don't know how big the role in that show is. I know it's a Netflix show, but I don't know how big the role is that Eve Ridley plays in that show. I haven't seen it. If anyone's seen it, you might have to let me know. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting to know who the hell they were going to pick. It was always going to be like someone that was obviously had experience, you'd hope so. But like no one of note that they'd say the name like Eve Ridley or Jessica. I was going to say Simpson, but that's a very notable name. Like Jessica, I don't know, but something like that, like some random name. I don't think anyone was really expecting to recognize, for the most part, who they pick as this character, because it just felt like it was going to be a up-and-comer, because it's a young character in the comic, and as you'd expect to be in the film as well. But yeah, it's coming together nicely. I think and you're seeing it's once again, this project is very consistent with what I was expecting a decent amount of these projects to be, at least in regards to the more protagonist side. But even with this film as well, the antagonistical side as well with the villain, they're not going for like a draw card name. Is like, that's the reason you see the movie. It seems like Gunn is picking the right person for the character, of course, to start off with, but also trying to make the character the star and not the actor. And I think that's always going to be the case anyway with a comic book movie, for the most part, that the character is the star, outside of maybe some of those like weird Sony movies and stuff like that, where you're like, I don't even know who this character is, or like a low comic book character that once again might get a movie that's not really that popular, so then you might get a bigger actor or notable name to play them. But it seems pretty consistent with what we've seen so far with James Gunn's universe, especially on the movie side at the very least. that no big names are really coming in. Like, I think to this point, at least in regards to a movie, I think the biggest actor we have is Nicholas Hoult, which isn't really a draw cards, but that's not a knock. I think it's just really the method that James Gunn's going in regards to casting these films, which I think is a much safer way, because at least you know you're not forking out $20 million and you don't know if you're going to get that return, you know, out of the gate. Like, they're all going to be on like entry-level contracts in regards to these franchise things, and I think it's probably like the safe way to go, but also you're probably casting to fit the character as best as possible, at least in James Gunn's eyes, and obviously the director's eyes as well. The next thing to talk about is lanterns. We have two things with lanterns. The first thing is they cast a side character, not a side character, but not a lantern. So this is coming from Variety. HBO's Green Lantern series has cast Kelly MacDonald in a series regular role. Variety has learned MacDonald will star as Sheriff Kerry, who is described as a no-nonsense woman deeply devoted to her family and close-knit town. Her resilience, shaped by a complex past that's hardened her resolve, anchors her when the community secret begins to surface. Now, this is interesting that they talk about this community secret, because obviously we know with this Lantern series that there's like this like earthbound mystery, you know, like it seems it's been like dormant for a while and it starts to come out. So that makes me intrigued in regards to like, maybe it's almost like a Smallville thing, maybe potentially, where like they know that something starts has happened here and they're just trying to keep it on the down low and not let anything come out. But I guess if it's been dormant for a while and then it starts to erupt, if you want to put it, then it's sort of hard to keep it undercover, especially if you have two Green Lantern Corps members, you know, aka space cops, around the area and trying to investigate it. But there was another casting, and this is coming from a Deadline exclusive, and Garrett Dillahunt, who people might remember from like a show like Fear the Walking Dead, has been tapped for a major recurring role in Lanterns. Dillahunt will play modern, as not major cowboy, modern cowboy William Macon, a self-righteous, conspiracy-minded man who masks his ruthless ambition behind a charming and calculated facade. Reportedly as well, this isn't coming from Deadline, this was on the side from other people. Porna, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, Jagannathan, will play his wife and reportedly has some romantic stuff going on with Jon Stewart, which leads this character of William Macon to be a bit of an antagonist for the series. Now, I don't know if we're going to get into a bit of a love triangle there with Jon Stewart and this character of William Macon and his wife. I'm not too sure. We'll wait and see when the show comes out. But I do wonder, like we're talking about that, you know, there's the community secret. Is it a secret that everyone knows, or is it just a couple of people, or is it more of like a very vague secret, like they're hiding like a spaceship or like a corpse of an alien, or I believe like something like the Manhunters could play in. So maybe it's a Manhunter sort of like that's not really active, if you want to put it, and it's on Earth. And then maybe like this character of William that Garrett Dillahunt is playing extends his conspiracy theories based off what the community secret is. It'll be interesting. Like, I still wish Lanterns was a different show in regards to the scope of it, but I'm still intrigued to see how it folds into Green Lantern lore and then extends beyond that into the greater DC universe. I trust James Gunn in regards to what he's doing, but you can still have your skepticism in regards to how it's actually going to be done. I think that's, you know, that's the point of being a fan and looking forward to something, is that you judge things. You do judge things. Like, you can't deny whether it's positive, not even negative, but just in the middle. Like, I'm fairly neutral with it when I critique something. I'm not trying to bash it. But yeah, I'm just intrigued to see how it all plays out. This gets me a bit more interested in regards to where things are going, because it might be like I don't want to say slow, but a steady incline throughout the series, where it starts off like very grounded, like very like, oh, is this even a Green Lantern show? And then more and more things happen, and then doors keep getting more and more opened, and then you're like, okay, here we are. We're big now. But next up, James Gunn did reveal that DCEU's Metamorpho will be practical, and I think this is sort of already confirmed, because I remember there was like it was very potato level. I probably won't be able to find it again because it was when they were filming the movie. But there was like a shot and it looked like Metamorpho, like you could see like the different colors like on each quadrant, if you want to put it, but no one could really tell. And then there was also one where it looked like the Metamorpho head, which is hard to tell when you're a distance away because it could just look like a bald dude, you know. But then there was like a green like motion capture suit as well. So I think it's practical, but also like they'll have bits where like he uses these powers, and that's probably that film him probably in a green screen suit, I guess. But I think for the most part, like if he's just conversing with Superman or Mr. Terrific or something, it's practical. And James Gunn did also state recently, it was probably like a couple of days ago from when I was originally going to do the video, but it's probably like a week and a half ago now, that he is working on the Superman trailer. Look, I think it's pretty obvious this trailer is going to come out at CCXP, at least some form of it, whether it is like a minute and a half, or maybe it's 30 seconds. I don't know, but I think there's going to be some form of trailer, whether it's a teaser or even like a first official one at that convention. That CCXP is getting bigger and bigger every single year. Like post-COVID, that's been the convention that's definitely had the most growth around. And I know CinemaCon's there, but CinemaCon's also like, people get like triggered, you know, when they try to make it like almost like a San Diego Comic-Con preview. So CCXP is getting bigger every year. If they get Superman trailer, they'd be like one of the bigger draw cards they've probably ever gotten. So I definitely see that being the case. And I think Warner Brothers sort of wants to get a stranglehold on CCXP. And I also think Warner Brothers wants to get a bit of a stranglehold on CCXP, because if you're being completely honest, Marvel Studios has a stranglehold on San Diego Comic-Con. They're always going to get the most attention regardless of what DC does. At least if they're present, you know, Marvel Studios is present, they'll always get the focus no matter what DC does. So I think DC might be looking at CCXP and going, okay, that might be where we can be the thing that's there and try and, you know, be, you know, get our stuff noticed there the most. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it, show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions and everything we went over this video. Always curious to read what you guys are thinking. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.